and what it all entails. So we were vague in a lot of the information we gave you, and we're going to dive in a little bit deeper so you guys have an understanding of what this commitment is and what this process is that we'll all be going through. Gina,
All right.
handing it over.
All right. Hello, everyone. Really nice to meet you. And thank you, Stephanie. I'm always excited when I see a business owner step up and want to actually add wellness and goodness, into their company and their culture and to those that they work with. And it's something that I dived into with my own business back in 2012, thinking, how can I make this shift? How can I do this for my company? And it was when my company growth actually went exponential, when really what I started thinking about was wellness, not quotas. Crazy, but it works. But Stephanie, I was so excited when we got to do this with your team the last time, and I got to know them and they were wonderful. And we play this game. So it's this game called Life. What is the most important game you're ever going to play? The game of life. We say if you're fogging a mirror, you're in the game. You're in the game right now. So would you like to play it at a higher level? And what the game does is has us focus on three things: happiness, health, and wealth. And if I went around the room and I asked each of you some of your goals, it would fit into one of those buckets, right? So our mission at Ultimate Life is to spread more happiness, health, and wealth worldwide. And how we do it is by starting with a 9-week challenge. It's really simple. And what you're doing is you're committing to an hour a week to come and learning about how to play the game at a different level. So I'd love to go through the levels of the game just to get you like a little tickler to know what to expect each week. Is that okay? You guys want to know what we're going to do? So we're going to meet 1 hour a week. And in week 1, you are going to learn how to play the game and how to design a winning game. In week 2, we talk about goals. You guys aren't on camera, so if you can raise your hand with that. Does anybody set goals on this call? Goal setters? For you, for your team? Do you have goals set for you by your management, by your company, right? We talk about how to set inspiring goals, how to set goals that pull you forward, that are true to you, that are going to make you want to hit them. In week 3, we declutter, we simplify and eliminate our life. What that does is add energy, but more importantly, it makes space for what is next, right? Which is the good stuff that comes out of the game. So that's the first third of the game. In week 4, we go a little bit deeper. We go into what we call the stick man, and it's all about your mindset, the programming that we have. What is the autopilot that drives us? And we dig deep into that so we can start redesigning what we do in our minds that creates our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and then our results. Week 5, we talk about the 9 environments of you. Everything in our life is an environment, right? Our office, our home, you're an environment of me. I'm an environment of you right now. Our relationships, our network. We have a spiritual environment, a nature environment. Guys, they're all connected and they carry energy, right? Our environments could either pull us forward and really like ignite our world, or they could kick our butts and hold us back. So we talk about how do we design supporting environments in our relationships, at work, in our lives, all of that. In week 6, we talk about foundation, and foundation is really what's needed to excel and evolve as a human, because you need that strong foundation to build upon yourself, your business, your job, your team. Making sense so far? Do you see how we go along the path and just add a little bit each week? Week 7 is all about your core values. Now, your core values underpin everything you do. You don't pick them. They drive you, okay? Knowing what those are can help you create great decisions. You will find out the times in your life that were most draining, you were not being authentic to yourself, meaning you were not living your values, right? So living your values can really help you design a better life. When your values are in alignment, that's when you're winning. That is when life feels great. That's when it's easy. So in week 8, we go over the law of attraction. Anybody ever heard of The Secret? Yeah. We get what we focus on the most. And if we focus on what we don't want, guess what we get? More of what we don't want. When we focus on what we do want and we put that out into the world, that's what's called manifestation. We get it. And you will see in the game how many changes happen week over week. After week 8 and week 9, we just talk about how we're going to put all of this energy in motion, all of the awareness that you've gotten in motion. So now you know the topics that we talk about, and how we do it is by having a training camp 1 hour a week to teach that. Then you have a scorecard. It's very simple. You're going to set 3 goals, 1 happy goal, 1 healthy goal, and 1 wealthy goal. And you're going to pick actions that if you do them, they can only make you happier. They can only make you healthier, and they can only make you wealthier, right? These are not big, hairy, audacious goals. We can have those, but we're going to make a goal for 9 weeks. And in those 9 weeks, we're going to create awarenesses. We're going to teach you things. You're going to make commitments and take actions, and therefore get results. In this game, we see over 80% success rate in everyone that plays. All right. So I just want you to believe that if you come, if you play, if you do your scorecard, and 9 weeks, you're going to be like, holy, I can't believe I did all that. It makes life easier to design it rather than doing life by default. When you have a plan, it does declutter and simplify your life to help you really do everything you want to do. So the other part of this is accountability. We're going to give you or get you to make accountability partners with someone else in the game. And what's great is for you guys, if you're coming on with team members and people from your company or people that you manage, you can create this within your team and create accountability. I know when Charlie and I did this with our company, and we had people that decided to save money together and release weight together, and the accountability and the fun and all of that that went on in the office was incredible. Just listening to them talk about it at lunchtime, on break time, and what they were doing. And I brought this into my own company in 2012. And that's why I came back to become partners and buy into this company, because it made such a great difference in that. And I wanted to share it. So it's 9 weeks, 9 training camps, and 9 laser coaching gyms. So let me tell you what laser coaching is. It's a group session. You dial in, you can put in a coaching request, or you don't have to, right? If you have a block or something that you want to talk through, you can be coached on that goal, or you can listen to someone else. I can promise you that listening to other people get coached is what will move the needle for yourself. Because when we don't have our own ego and our own defenses in it, right, we can learn from listening to other people get coached. We coach you through your scorecard in week 1. We coach you through your goals in week 2. Nobody needs to be coached to declutter. I promise you. That week gets everybody like up and going and really, really happy and excited. Gives you tons of energy. So that's the game. It's simple. If you play, you win, right? And you will learn things that once you learn them, I promise you, you will never look at life the same. Once you learn the environments and you hear that word coming out of your mouth over and over and over again, because you recognize that everything is an environment. Right, Steph, I wonder what you can say from your first 9 week after I just explained that. Were there things popping up in your mind?
Yeah, actually about the environments. I realized last year going through this that I was extremely sensitive to my physical environment. And a year ago, I had, when we went through this, I at the time had a 5-month-old. I was working from home. We hadn't gone back to the office yet. And my house was extremely small with a mother living with us to take care of our 5-month-old that was right on the other side of this wall. And I was drowning in just like feeling super claustrophobic in my own space. And it was really holding me back in ways I didn't realize. And so after this challenge, we made the decision to move and find a bigger space. And I don't know that I would have like pulled the trigger on that. I think I needed this to really identify how sensitive I was to the environment and how much it really was holding me back. And we were lucky enough to be able to make that decision and make that move, but it did take a leap of faith and, you know, and just moving forward. And it really did open up so much more for me making that transition. So just like, it's just interesting what came up. I think what also came up is when I look at like what my happy, healthy, wealthy goals were last year, it was just finding awareness about what was causing those blocks too, like what weeks I wasn't successful and why I wasn't successful. It was always the same excuses that came up for me. And again, you guys all on this call mean so much to me. You all have amazing skills. This is not new to you guys, a lot of this terminology and what you'll be learning. What it is though, is it's all just a reflection of how we've learned and how we've applied it, and maybe some things that we go back into kind of our old being and ways of doing things that we all fall back on. And I feel like for me, I started seeing those excuses come up again and again and again. And it was just the awareness around it and how to, again, change our like psychology of it all, right? It's like how to learn how to change those behaviors, starting with the thoughts. And so, yeah, it always amazes me. I feel like every time you go through something, you learn something new. You learn something new about yourself, right? This experience is a mirror. We all will learn from each other on this call. I feel like I really truly want a deeper connection with each and every one of you on this call. It will require being vulnerable. It will require, being open. And it does require, I think the biggest commitment for all of you who are super busy is that 1 hour each week to be on this call and making the week as often as you can. To really experience and commit to yourself. But I'm really excited you're all made it to this session to at least learn more about it. And I really, truly I want you to know that it will mean a tremendous amount for us to be able to do this together. So, and I know you won't regret it.
Very nice. And Steph, I just want to let you know that moving is one of the outcomes of the game. I moved. I bought my big girl house. I was 49 and a half when I decided to play the game the first time. And I was like, by 50, I am going to have my big girl house. And I did. That was 8 years ago. And I bought another house. Now I have a farm. But now, like when I talk to players, how many times, Charlie, do they move? A lot. It's an outcome of the game. The other thing that I want to give you credit for was bringing your team on. The ability that I had to work with your 3 girls, that they were just one more amazing than the other. And they played, they came to play. What was amazing is that they focused so much on their life and their business and how to design this game to just support both. And they're so different, but yet they just came to show up, and I just saw great things from them in the game. So, and I hope you did too, because I just saw amazing things from them and they loved it. And they appreciated you for doing it for them, right?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I
sorry.
think part of our journey too as leaders, just for everybody who's on the call, is I started this business not just to make money and be successful, right? But we started to have a bigger impact. And I think all of us have the ability in our roles to have that bigger impact. And for me, it's giving these people skills that they may not have been able to, get on their own or develop, or maybe not have resources or access. And I think this is just an opportunity for people to really learn something that they can take with them. And I think the earlier people learn it in life, oh my goodness, if I had learned this stuff 15, 20 years ago,
right?
So yeah, it feels good to have a bigger impact and, and be able to have the ability to bring the team in.
Yeah. So we have 3 weeks, 1, 2, 3 weeks till we start. I hope you all join us. It is amazing. And